give you guys a look. The white violets are coming up. And I'm not seeing the lily of the valleys yet. But the white violets definitely, and Jack in the pulpits are coming up. And something back here. And others back there. So for now, I'm just watching them pop up. And they are. So it's good news. Keep it short. Sherry cleaned out the peas that had done their thing. And now we just have the hosta in here, and the clematis is climbing up the fence and doing its thing. Hi, Smiley. And there's the other hosta. It's getting a little bit burned up because of the heat. And the other clematis is there. And then we have the figs. One on this side and one on that side. And they'll shade this whole area. There's some squash growing in that back there. Don't know what kind. Mint. More mint. Ooh, spin you around. And tomatoes are getting so heavy they're falling over into the path, and that's okay. These tomatoes are all ripening. What is it, Smiley? That's the compost bin. One of them. There are many. I picked the lettuce today. The red lettuce. And there's a bit more in there. I pulled a few weeds. Not many. I have zucchini coming up over here, because our zucchinis have given quite a few to us. So let's take a look at these pretty babies back here. They're getting thicker. They're doing really good. I love my flowers. The peach tree is loaded with peaches. I mean loaded. There's peaches everywhere on that thing. It's hanging low over there. Even over here there's one. I'm surprised. Oh, that's a pear on this tree. This is a pear tree, and it has a pear on it. Look at that. Can you see the pear hanging down there? Oh, there's another one over there. Cool. This is the first time. Oh, here's one right here. Jeez. I must be blind. I didn't think it had any pears, because the squirrel likes the pears. There's some more lettuce. And then chamomile is coming up. And celery. And some sunflowers and some, those other flowers. Zinnias. And these are carrots coming up here in this one, and a weed, and more carrots. Over here we have Swiss chard, and strawberries and tomatoes. A little bit of everything in this one. And over there is mostly strawberries. And I have the shakes today, so I'm sorry if I shake. But I do. Lots of garden hoses growing. This is borage. And it has a pink bloom. And it has a blue bloom on the same plant. Sometimes they come out white. And then below that is nasturtiums. Lots and lots of nasturtiums every year. Cherry tomatoes over there. Big tomatoes over there. Some medium-sized tomatoes down there. Beans, as you can see, need to be picked. And I just picked them the other day. Gee whiz. More nasturtiums on this side that aren't blooming much. More tomatoes. More tomatoes. More tomatoes. Are you sharpening your claws? Oh my goodness. What are you going to do? Beat something up? There's some nice tomatoes in there. Tomatoes behind me. Tomatoes in front of me. There's just tomatoes everywhere. More nasturtiums. In with the garlic chives and the onions. More tomatoes. More tomatoes. And my bean arbor has caved in because of the weight. And I'll show you inside. It's really kind of cool in there. You go in there and you can camp out. Look at that. See that? That's the roof. And there's tomato plants in there. And pepper plants. And as you can see, the peppers right here. And then cherry. That's sweet 100s. The cherry tomatoes. That's the only kind I plant. Sweet 100s, because they are good. There's a bunch of them back there that are ripe. See them back in there? And there's more cherry tomatoes over here that have fallen over. They're fine. They just keep on growing. They have beautiful sets of fruit on them. I'll walk out here so I can show you some of these sets. I think I can. There's a set right there. There's a set up here. There's a set there. There's a nice set right there. They're just beautiful. They grow nice. And they put on so much fruit. I don't know why I grow the big ones, but I do. As you can see, there's tomatoes everywhere. All right, come on, Smiley. Let's go somewhere. Hey, you just stopped. Bagworms in my pear tree. This is the other pear tree that the squirrel ate all the pears off of. And it was loaded with pears. But I have bagworms, so I have to get the BT out. And maybe even some liquid 7 or liquid 10 or something, because I really hate bagworms. And I don't like to spray poison on plants, but that tree is not producing anything now, so the poison will be gone by next year. I just hate to use it. Another tomato back in here, along with the garlic chives. Isn't that pretty? Little blooms. And this is the zucchini area where we've been getting our big zucchinis. And this is the big tomatoes over here. As you can see, they're getting ripe. They're starting to ripen up. And there's lots of them in here, plus nasturtiums and marigolds that are getting ready to bloom. And I have a couple pepper plants back in here. But, yeah. Love my tomatoes. Can't get enough tomatoes. This is an elderberry that is growing where we pulled them out. They are hard to get rid of. Something happened this spring where my horseradish didn't come up. And this is my pitiful, pitiful horseradish plot. It's huge, and there's lots of roots in there. I mean, this whole area is just nothing but a giant bunch of roots. And it's looking really pitiful, so we put a string around it so we'll see it, so we don't mow it, because I think it probably got mowed a few times before. And I fertilized them. So hopefully they'll do okay. Smiley, what's up? What's up, little girl? What's up? She's being a happy little girl today. Sometimes she won't let you pet her. She just has her moments. These are some squash vines and some cucumbers and squash that are done for the year. Well, the squash isn't, and the watermelons aren't, but they're just getting going. But yeah, the cucumbers are all but gone. We planted another row and something ate them. Marigolds and beans. And hopefully we'll have some cucumbers to put back there. I've got one going to seed right there, which is okay. I always use the seeds. This side is mostly tomatoes. There's tomatoes down there, over here. Blueberries are in there. And that's comfrey back there. That tall thing is comfrey blooming. And the tomatoes are blooming. And that is calendula in the little pot right there. This is the catnip, which is starting to get a little too hot. The banana trees are, yeah, over my head. By far, way over my head. And thick. The naked ladies or voodoo lilies have dried up, but they're reseeding. And back in this corner is the foxglove. It's the white foxglove. Smiley, can I get around you, please? And there's some of the blooms there of the white foxglove. And my little herbs over here, rosemary in the center. And we have English thyme right here, which isn't doing all that great. Canterbury bells didn't come up. Maybe I see a couple little teeny tiny specks of green in there, so maybe they're coming up. Basil and horehound. And over there is some Roman chamomile that I planted that hasn't come up. Lupines are looking a little rough. More basil over there. Okay, come on. Let's move. Come on. Some sunflowers down in here that aren't doing great, but this one's not doing bad. It's getting ready to bloom next to a hollyhock. These tomatoes are doing good. They got some big honkers on them. More tomatoes back there, and a Cherokee purple on the end in a bucket. And more tomatoes down through there. This ground is a hard clay. It's the yellow-white clay, and it is hard. There's a sunflower that's doing good. It's way over my head. Grapevines are producing grapes like crazy. Yeah, Concord grapes back in here. Purple Concord grapes. My daughter stood out here and tasted one. She goes, ew, it tastes like wine. I'm like, uh-huh. Yeah, uh-huh. Then we have some more grapes over here. Not sure what kind these are, but I think they're a white grape. You can see them back in here. It's a white grape. Or a green grape. Not really sure. There's some more down in here. You can see it's loaded with them in there. They're everywhere. This part of the yard I haven't done anything with other than fence it off so the deer can't get in here. And I have my old greenhouse framework sitting back here. But that's all me back in there. That's all my menagerie. I love it. I love my property. I just don't care for my house. It's too small. Way too small. And then over here I have more tomatoes. Get you around here so you can see them. There's more tomatoes back here. Different varieties. There's anywhere from Big Zacks to mortgage lifters, and even some cherry tomatoes, I believe. Some more squash back here, if you can see it. And this is the lettuce and salad area and catnip. And I'll walk you over through the blueberries. See, there's blueberries. There's a whole lot of blueberries. We didn't pick them this year. We just let them kind of go. We still have blueberries in the freezer. More tomatoes in here with some celery. 2 big batches of celery. Over here is my walking onions. I have them walking all over the place. And more tomatoes. These are beans over here. Lots and lots of beans, as you can see. Right there, see? Beans are everywhere. And some cucumbers that are dying out. Pepper plants. Banana peppers. More tomatoes. Wild onion. Asparagus behind it, which is starting to look a little rough. Getting towards that time. Some strawberries down here. They're the full-size strawberries. And we also have some wild strawberries that do nothing. The potatoes have pretty much been harvested. The cabbage stuff is getting eaten by cabbage loopers because I haven't really paid too much attention to it. And some squash. And then we're back to my mouse ears. That's the little hostas. This one has a weed growing out of the center of it. Well, no, it's to the side. Okay. Calancho, coral bells, dianthus, tree stump. Wouldn't be complete without one. More comfrey. Stuff is crazy. And these in here are desert rose that I'm growing and at various stages. And this one is really got a lot of leaves. This one has a few leaves. That one has a few leaves. This one's just getting started. And this one's just getting started. So that's my desert rose collection. I have 5 of them going. I would have had 6, but one got smashed. The tuber or bulb or whatever you call it got totally smashed. So it didn't work out. This is ginkgo tree that I refuse to plant until I know if it's a male or a female. For good reason. The pool needs cleaned. Looks really rough. This ring needs filled. There's 2 out by the old greenhouse that need filled. That'll happen eventually. I'll walk around to the path. My lupines started from seed. They're doing good. And then the chickens are happy. Hi, sweetie. They're back in there. See them? Chicky chicks. More comfrey. Ugh, stuff just grows like crazy. Here's more comfrey. I can't get rid of it. It's just everywhere. Tomatoes are falling over. But they have some nice big tomatoes on them. And some beans. That tomato plant looks terrible. These are some flowers that I planted. And they're doing okay. They're perennials. And so are these over here. Those are carnations. These are not perennial. They're petunias. There's mint. That's my lavender patch that looks like it's dying. I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't really been out here much since my doctor called and said, So, but we're back to the zucchini over here. And the irises. And with every farm, you always have to watch out for where you step. Yeah, somebody will get that. Won't be me, I know it's there. So that's it for today, guys. I'll let you go. Wanted to do a little update on the wildflowers, and they're looking good. Everything is coming up, and I planted another planter in the front. I'll walk you up there. Why not? I planted another planter, one of those metal rings, and got some of the roots put in there, and they're looking pretty good. Walking, walking, walking. There's blackberries. Those are the thornless blackberries. I'm getting ready to plant some flowers in there. That's why it's kind of empty right now. And out to the driveway. And up the slope. This is where the four-wheel drive sits. And there's the new bed. I have doll's eyes, white violets, lily of the valley, black cohash, Jacob's ladder, milkweed, doll's eyes. What else is in here? Golden seal, lady ferns, lily of the valleys. Just a lot of wildflowers, and you can see some of them are peeking out. So I guess that's about the end of it for today. So with that, I'll say bye-bye.